Here's a Staff Catalyst build for open world PvE. Usually in Guild Wars 2, you play an elementalist with a melee playstyle with dagger, hammer, or sword. And while those are usually better and they can be fun too, sometimes you just want to play a traditional mage with a staff and shooting off fireballs from range. So if you do want to play that playstyle, I think this is the best way to do it. This build uses the Marauder gear with durability runes. You could go for Scholar runes as well if you just want more damage and you don't need the sustain and you're in like a group. And then I go for Berserker on the trinkets and a Berserker staff with the Force Sigil. I like the Sigil of Agility because it gives you a little bit more quickness to perform your combos. But you could go for Bloodlust Sigil because you're really going to be excelling at killing multiple mobs. And when you're killing multiple mobs like that, you're getting tons of those stacks of Bloodlust. So it can go either way. But when you're solo, maybe you're not fighting that many mobs and getting that much value off of Bloodlust. So you can go for Agility or Bloodlust. Either works. So I'm just going to use Agility just to show off how that works because it's a little bit of a different mechanic than just having more stats. And that's pretty much the gear there. Now the traits, all the Jade Sphere synergy traits are going to be used here because Jade Spheres will give you boons and deal damage to enemies. So you gain energy to use your Jade Spheres when you swap attunements and gain Fury, which is nice for the crit chance. Then Spectacular Sphere is pretty nice. It will increase the radius of your Jade Spheres so that you can stand in them while also putting enemies in your Jade Spheres, which will allow you to get the boons while also dealing damage to enemies. And it will also give you extra boons like Quickness, which is extremely powerful, Resistance and Vigor, which are nice survivability utilities, and just more might. And then just increasing the boons by double of all the Jade Sphere stuff, which you're going to get Protection, you're going to get the Might, and you're going to get Resolution. So you get a lot of boons on this build. And in Arcane, you've got a little bit more boon duration. That's why I kind of like the durability runes for the boon duration. So I've got 27% boon duration, and that works well with the extra boon increases there. But you're going to gain healing whenever you swap attunements. You could go for Vigor if you really wanted, or this, but I feel like the extra healing is nice. And then Final Shielding, which will give you a lesser arcane shield when you use your elite skill. Now this is really important because when you're using your Meteor Shower, you're just standing here pretty susceptible. And essentially when you use your elite skill, it will cast the elemental that you choose. It could be a Fire Ellie or whatever, but I like the Fire Ellie to do more damage, but the water is nice for sustain. But there's an internal cooldown of 16 seconds because we have the Elemental Surge trait, which by the way gives you more ferocity when you use an arcane skill. We've only got Arcane Shield and the Arcane Brilliance, but the Final Shielding will also give that. So it gives you extra ferocity whenever you proc this. And your elite skill, after you've got your elemental out, is an instant cast. So I could be casting Meteor Shower, as I was saying, and then use the instant cast and then gain the Arcane Shield. So it gives you a little bit of a defense to block things. Like say you want to really finish that Meteor Shower, but the mob is going to do a knockback and interrupt you. So then you use that and it will block. And you can also obviously use the utility Arcane Shield for that same purpose. So you've got a decent amount of blocks on this build with the Fortified Earth, and you want to use the Arcane Brilliance as a combo build finisher. So essentially it doesn't heal that much. It'll do a little bit of damage, and it will actually heal more the more enemies you hit, but it is a combo finisher blast. So you can do a lot of different things. Like there's so many combos on this build, I can't even begin to explain them all, but you can do your Water 3 and use your heal skill in it, or you can do a faster effect where you swap into water and immediately use the Arcane Brilliance with the instant cast Jade Sphere. You can also do some interesting things like normally the Magnetic Aura when you transmute it, it is a blast finisher. but you can't really combo with a water field unless it's already out because it's so fast. But because Jade Sphere is an instant cast, the delay on the transmute there is actually long enough for you to use the Jade Sphere if you swap into water. So there's a lot of cool things. That's just like the beginning of it, but you get the idea there, right? Lots of combos that you can do. And essentially how the build works is you gain energy by using your fire fields because you've got longer fire field durations. And the lava font is your main damage source because you just set it and forget it, and it'll give you tons of energy. And then what you can do is use your burning retreat. That's also a fire field that will give you energy. The more you hit things, the more energy you get. And then you can use your Jade Sphere to give you might. And then what you want to do is use your meteor shower. And as soon as you cast the meteor shower, you're going to swap into air attunement. That will give you the agility sigil to give you some quickness on the meteor shower. But then you're also going to use the Jade Sphere, which will give you more quickness. And essentially that will make your meteor shower, which is such a long cast time, a lot more quick to cast out. So yeah, you want to just go into your fire just to get all of your energy. And then what you'll do afterwards is do like a massive Jade Sphere combo. So we're going to kind of show that off in this situation here. We're going to just pull all these mobs. This is the ruined city of Ara. Not meant to be soloed, but this build can perform solo. It's more of like a kind of like team-oriented AoE spamming build, but yeah, it can perform as well. So we're going to use the sandstorm to put out some blinds here to protect ourselves, and that's going to give us a lot of value. Here I'm going to use my blocks and the Jade Sphere, and you can see all the damage that I'm putting out because these Jade Spheres, they add up. If you got like 4 of them out at a time, it's pretty good damage. I'm going to stay in the, yeah, see I get the magnetic aura because I used a finisher in earth attunement, and that's going to be some reflect because I get the magnetic aura there. Now I'm going to heal myself with the water fields here, and then I'm going to go back into fire and get some energy for my next combo. I want to heal myself and protect myself as well, so I'm going to use the water and my heal skill. Now I'm going to just focus on damage here, so I'm going to use all my stuff. Meteor shower into the air for the Jade Sphere, and you can see all the pulsing damage here is just insane. Use my blocks here while I'm waiting for my energy to come back. Heal myself, and I can use the elemental here as well. I want to get some good blasts here, so I'm going to wait for my heal skill. Actually, I lost my water field there, so I'm going to create another one, and then I'm going to blast that with this. Blocks with the arcane shield, and I need to heal myself, and that actually gave me the arcane shield there. Yeah, we'll just finish this guy off. So the CC, you kind of have to manage that with the blocks there. I'm not really paying attention too much, but yeah, the huge AoE situations like that, this build really excels at. Not so much on single target, but here we've got another situation where there's a lot of mobs. We try to get some energy, but I have to use my lava font to do that. And now you can see the energy is really easy to get. I'm gonna use the quickness meteor, arcane shield, and just spam out these Jade Spheres, and it does a lot of AoE. Now this next part is going to be a little bit more single target because, well, it is more single target. There's only a couple mobs. So while this build excels at killing tons of mobs around because you have these wide AoEs, it's still got some decent single target. It's not its, that's not its main strength though, for sure. So we're going to put out the fire here, and I'm going to actually put out my elemental here as well so that I kind of messed up the order there. I should have used my lava font first, but still going to do a lot of damage. I'm going to heal myself and cleanse, use the earth 3 to combo in the water field as well, and then I'm going to continue to get energy. My earth sphere is out, so I can't gain any more energy. So generally you want to wait until you start out in fire, because then you can get your max energy. But here we've got another situation. This time it's 2 mobs. I'm going to put out all my pulsing AoEs. Meteor shower with the 2 Jade Spheres, the fire and the air Jade Sphere. And you can see the burst damage is really good. I'm gonna keep these guys back with the CC that you get on staff. I can block a little bit. I pulled another mob here, so we can just focus that now. And I need to get my energy back, so I'm just gonna heal myself while I'm waiting for my fire attunement to come off cooldown. Get some combos here, and now I'm gonna wait for my energy. Get a little bit of energy, and then lava font, meteor shower, both Jade Spheres, and I'm gonna also glyph here. I need to heal, so I'm gonna some water combos. And we're gonna keep moving on. Now this next group of mobs is actually it's like 4 mobs. Yeah, I could pull like 4 of them, so we're gonna have to be careful here. So what I'm gonna do is use the Earth 4 here to kind of like group them up. And actually I don't have Sandstorm off cooldown, so this could be dangerous. I'm gonna need to summon my Elemental Elite, and that'll give me Arcane Shield. Put down my Jade Sphere. Yeah, I need to back up here because I'm taking a lot of damage. I'm gonna blast these fields. Blast more. And now we've got tons of protection. I'm gonna give myself the Arcane Synergy here. I'm losing quite a bit of health. I'm gonna need to back off. Put down the chill field there. Blast the water sphere here. Now I've got the blind up here, so I'm gonna use the blind earth sandstorm there. And we can get some good value off of that. I'm pretty low, so I'm gonna blast combo as well. Heal this. Yeah, these mobs do a lot of damage with their poison AoE. It's not really that avoidable unless you just don't stay in melee range at all. So I'm gonna use meteor shower while they run through that. I can use the reflect here as well. They've got some ranged projectiles. So let's get the combos going. And yeah, so that's a pretty decently challenging pull there, I would say, for builds that have low sustain. I would say this is a pretty squishy build, but it's got high sustain, so I handled it pretty decently. Now this next situation is going to be a Deadeye, right? So the Deadeye has to be, I think, blinded. So we're going to blind that, and then what we'll do is we'll have to line of sight it if the blind doesn't work too well. So we get a line of sight this. I'm going to create a nice little area where I can just cleave them all out like this. Use my Jade Spheres. I'm actually being bombed here, so I got to be careful. I'm behind I think there's an invisible wall there. Something I couldn't move, but I'm going to be able to rally because we did so much damage in that little close quarters situation. Now the Berserkers kind of do a lot of damage if I let them get close to me, so I'm just going to try to keep distance by using the CC on the Air 5, the Earth 4, and then we'll finish this off. Now the next situation is actually a boss fight. We want to... So there's going to be a lot of burn here, so we need cleanse and we need reflect because they're using a kind of like a warrior longbow, the fan of fire skill. So we want to keep up the reflects, and then we want to save up our energy for the burst. I'm pretty low, so what I'm going to do is give myself some heals, and I'm going to use the water 5 because that will cleanse. I don't want to use any of my Jade Spheres yet because I want to do the combo, right? So now I'm going to do the combo. Give out the quickness. I'm going to block. Boss moves away. Heal myself with the combo and water. Now you can see I'm full HP, so that's pretty nice. I don't have enough for my quickness, so I'm going to just wait for my, I use my reflect. I'm going to wait for the energy for my next combo here. Just get some fire AoEs out. And I'm going to need the heal here, so we're cleansing. Use the combo there, get a lot of healing. And it's going to move very soon, so I'm going to block and wait for that, and then I'm going to do my next combo. Put out Mycolift to get some energy. And Meteor Shower, Quickness Meteor Shower. Now I'm going to swap to Earth, Feather Reflect, go to Water, heal myself, and then repeat. Go back into Fire, get my energy, and then when the Jade Sphere is ready, I'm going to wait for him to, for her to move. I'm going to do that again. Should have used my Elemental actually. The Elemental could have given me some more damage here. So we're going to heal up. Get some energy here again. Wait for them to move so I can burst. I'm going to block this. Glyph. Meteor Shower. Both Jade Spheres. Big damage going out. Reflect. Earth 2 does some good damage, and so does Water 2 with power builds. Heal myself, use the finishers. And yeah, you can see there's quite a bit of sustain if you just know the combos. It is by no means a easy to play build, for sure. Obviously, a lot of people will derogatorily refer to Ellie builds as piano builds, but I kind of think that's what's fun about it. If you want an easy to play build, you should play like a Tempest build, because those are like, you know, you can cast an Overload and that's a 4-second cooldown. You don't have to press anything else. But Catalyst is a little bit piano-y, but I think that's kind of what makes it kind of fun, the combos. So here's pretty much the last situation we'll be showing. There's just tons of elite Orion spiders, and this is where the build excels, because there are so many mobs and they all are going to give me tons of energy, and I can control them all and do tons of damage here, and it's just a lot of fun if you look at this. So got a block in my Earth Sphere, just going to reduce that cooldown, get tons of energy, and now I'm going to use the Arcane Shield so that I don't get immediately deleted by all these spiders. Just so you can see there, that's how much damage those spiders are doing. So yeah, this is pretty dangerous. I can put out some blinds here, though. That can be good. And we're just going to keep kiting these mobs because we've got range damage that doesn't really require us to be facing the direction other than like the auto attacks. So you want to get used to just moving around your camera. Usually you want to have free camera and just casting these AoEs all around you. This is like the end game of Staff Ellie, is just constantly using these AoEs while being able to move. And yeah, it's a lot of fun just doing all these AoEs. I'm gonna have to block here, but I'm gonna keep blocking them. While I'm blocking, I can spam out more Jade Spheres because they're instant cast. Give some blinds here and heal. A decent amount of healing from the Arcane Brilliance. Spam out. You can just spam out all your spells because they pretty much all get value from this situation because you're hitting tons of things. And yeah, these spiders will essentially endlessly spawn. So if you do want to try this build out and see your rotation, this is a really good spot to try it out, because Golem is not going to be the most effective thing to test it out on because it doesn't really force you to move. And getting movement on this build is kind of like the whole point of playing a ranged build, is to be able to do it from range. And if you don't have to be ranged, then why? Why be ranged? So yeah, got the chills here. And yeah, this is pretty much it. Like, you just spam AoEs, give yourself the combo with the quickness, and when you need to sit there and use your Meteor Shower, use it with the Arcane Shield from your pet or your active ability there. And yeah, you're going to be able to have a lot of fun with this build, I think. But that's pretty much how you play it. So if you like this content, then like the video, subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.